Light because his TVP is pretty meh. And, I mean, Harangi, even though, I mean, he's not really known for PVT, this season his PVT's been looking okay. So, yeah, definitely favoring Harangi in this matchup. As you can see on the screen, Light is actually 1-6 versus Protoss. Wait, but look, okay, his overall stats are 8 and 10, right? So if you take away his TVP stats, he's 7-4, which is actually, like, really good. But then you include his TVP stats, and he's just, like, awful.
Those NBC Terrans, the old NBC Terrans.
Oh man, that is so sad.
And hey, maybe he will bust out the 2-fact once again. You never know.
I was just gonna say his last TVP was a very nice win against who was it against actually? It was some decent Protoss. I can't remember who exactly.
I think it was Wookiee, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
So I wouldn't say decent, but okay-ish.
Well, yeah, he's okay. He's got decent results, I think. Anyway, it looks like Harangi is 2-2 against Protoss, 3-5 this season. Really, probably not quite up to what you would expect of Harangi, but that's alright.
Yeah. Every time I look at Harangi, I think about that game at Heartbreak Ridge against Nada, where he like proxied and then he made 2 cyber cores and an expansion and was still ahead.
Wait, what? I don't remember this game.
You don't?
Oh man, did I not watch that game? I must have not watched it, or I would have remembered that. That sounds pretty crazy.
But the point was he made a proxy cyber core so we can go for DC tech, and then made it in his main to fake Nada out and then GTs for us.
Nice. Alright, here we go. Looks like Light will be the blue Terran at the bottom right, Harangi. That means will be the orange Protoss at the top left. We're going to have a cross map spawn on ground 0. And this is a must-win situation for Harangi. And once again, I want to reiterate, this match between Stars and CJ is absolutely crucial to determine which of these teams is going to take that 4th playoff spot. I mean, the top 3 teams are pretty comfy right now. SKT, KT, and Khan, all sitting on a pretty nice win-loss. But these 2 teams are really battling it out for the 4th and 5th spot. I'd actually say this is really the only spot that's, you know, seriously in contention. I mean, you know, top 3 spots are pretty settled, and you know, with teammate not teammate and STX not pulling it out in their last matches, they've kind of I think I don't know. I think teammate might not even have a shot anymore, and STX has to win everything or something. I don't know. Basically, it's down to Stars and CJ to see who's going to make the playoffs. So that's interesting. And ooh, what is this? A pylon at the natural for Harangi. Gonna do a little bit of a early Zealot aggression.
Yeah, I was about to suggest Forge Fast spawn. I mean, it's Harangi, but I guess Zealot is a better choice.
Yeah, man.
He has some crazy builds though.
Forge FE and PVT. The day I see that in in a legitimate Pro League match, oh man, my brain is gonna explode. Anyway, he has gone for just 1 gateway, so it's not gonna be any kind of hardcore Zealot attack. But I do like this strategy. I mean, you know, he's not. I mean, you know, it's not like he proxied the gateway in the middle. It is just at his natural, so. You know, he's not overly committed to the Zealot attack. He's just going to be able to do a little bit of Zealot harass. 1-Rax expanding is quite popular on this map. So, you know, this kind of forward gateway would be very effective against that. And even if it's not a 1-Rax expand, even if Terrence is playing standard, then it's still not a big deal. He can still do some Zealot harass anyway.
Yeah, and the gateway will help out later on, like as you make a pylon wall to stop those vulture harasses. It's kind of vulnerable against a timing attack, like if it was going for another 2-fact. Was that SV about to die, or? Oh, okay, now I see it.
Man or pylon, yo, and this is gonna make the Zealot harass much more effective. Oh my god, double mana pylon! Harangi is busting out all the stops here. Looks like he actually doesn't trap an SCV with that second one, but it does still force the SCVs to go around and mine the minerals from the long way. And the thing is, mana pylons go with Zealots like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, this is like the perfect combo right here because look, now the Marines they got to choose. Like if they keep attacking the pylon, Zealot's going to do a lot of damage here. But if they, if he focuses too much on the Zealot, then the pylons just become that much more effective. And it looks like he's going to stop the factory from constructing here, going to delay it at least. A couple more SCVs coming off the line. The mana pylon's still alive in the mineral lines, making the mining so much more inefficient. And even though they're going to get taken down by the SCVs now, I think they have been worth it. It looks like the Zealot's still alive. A second Zealot coming in here. A decent SimCity, though. Actually, a very good SimCity by Light. So, yeah, definitely going to get that Vulture out. And he should be safe against this, but taking some... at least taking a lot of heat from the Protoss player.
Yeah,
And...
losing a couple of Marines.
Oh,
That
nice.
was really nice, Michael, from Light there. It's so hard to call who comes out ahead of these situations when you don't know how much mining was interrupted. So I think it did decent damage, but I'm not sure that it was enough. We have to see.
I feel like Light came out a little bit ahead on that. I thought the Zealots would do a little bit more damage in order to, really capitalize on those double mana pylons, but I think Harangue's a little bit behind, and he's actually going to follow up with a DT rush here. Now, Light should definitely be aware of this possibility. I mean, that's like the first instinct as a Protoss player. It's like, oh, my rush, my slightly gimmicky rush failed. Let me just make DTs. It's the same thing. Whenever you fail any kind of rush, you go to proxy 2-gate or this kind of crazy mana pylon business, or like a 10-15 gate. Any kind of early aggression, if it fails, I'm just gonna make DTs. It's like instant gut reaction.
I think the probe count is looking somewhat healthier than the SV count, obviously. So as long as he doesn't die in the next 2 minutes, I think that he will be in a good position to make it into to a longer game.
Yep. And all right, where? Wait, did his Vulture? His Vulture just checked down all the bottom expansions, right?
Yeah, maybe he thought it was a proxy gate or something.
Yeah,
Maybe a hidden
I wonder.
Nexus.
Yeah, he might have been checking for proxies, maybe a hidden expo. I mean, we did see like Jaehoon's crazy hidden expansion against Stork. Oh wait, was that Jaehoon or is it Tyson? I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, there's one Spider Mine laid at the front of the natural. Now, he's got to be a little bit careful where he puts these. If he just wastes these like around Harangue's natural, the DTs can just run straight in. I don't think he's
That's
actually
true.
aware of this yet.
Probably not.
And the mine is going to hit the Dragoon, and that's going to let the DT go out unscathed.
Yeah, 3 mines at the front of the natural though. He should be safe.
Yeah, and he's also getting Engineering Bay and Academy simultaneously here, so should be completely fine. Looks like a couple of Kakarus just high-fiving each other there. And...
Not stasis yet though.
Sorry?
Not stasis yet though.
Indeed, no. That'd be cool if like you hit the
Oh, never mind. Took 1 mine hit and killed the other. But there's no way in for him right there. He's kind of trapped right there.
Yeah, so Light is now aware of what's going on, and that DT's just gonna chill for a while. Just sitting in the minefield. That's awkward. Oh man.
What are you doing? This is so tense.
I'm actually not sure if one more mine hit will kill it, because it's gonna regenerate its shields. Like, if it goes up to full shields again, I don't actually even know if one more mine would kill it. I think it still would die to one more mine.
Yeah, it would.
Anyway, there are the comsats going down for Light. He also has a turret at the front, so he's completely safe against these DTs. However, it does allow Harangue to also be a little bit safe, and he's actually made a shuttle here. Is he actually going to follow up with a DT drop? Oh my god! So lucky for Harangue to not get that spotted. But I mean, the comsats are going down anyway, so I don't think this DT drop is really going to do anything. Of course, you can do some fancy micro with a shuttle and DTs where you drop a DT, and as soon as the Terran scans it, you pick it up into the shuttle again. So like you make him waste his scans, which can be extremely annoying for the Terran. But there's also a turret in the main base, so I really don't see this doing too much damage. Looks like Lion actually just made another command center. And
Yeah, there is those 5 Marines as well. I don't think he can do some cute micro with that shuttle.
yeah. Oh, looks like he's trying to find an opening here. Oh man, what would be really cool is if he gets like some kind of sick mind drag.
That it would. But
Uh,
oh, watch out for the turret! There we go.
so Harangui's attack hasn't paid off. He is going for Arbiters as a follow-up. This is a very standard follow-up to a DT rush. Since you already have the Templar Archives, you just need to get a Stargate and you go straight for Arbiters. But then, of course, that does mean that Light will be expecting this and can react accordingly.
Yeah, and considering the opening builds from both players and how the game evolved, I think that Harangue can be really happy that it's cross positions because he needs all the time he can get his hands on right now.
Yeah, that's a
If
very
I
good
put
point.
get the idea to push out.
Looks like some Vultures were moving out here, but they don't even have speed yet, so they're gonna get intercepted. Oh, well, actually not quite intercepted by the Dragoons, but the pylon wall does go down in time, and I don't think they'll be able to get into the natural. So Harangue's gonna be safe from that. There is the Arbiter Tribunal. He's still only on 3 gateways and getting his 3rd. Gonna have to add a couple more gateways soon, but of course he did see that the Terran was going for the fast 3rd command center, so he knows it's not any kind of crazy 2-base push, so doesn't need too many units just yet. And he's actually sending some Dragoons down here, possibly going to try and deny this 3rd base, or at least delay it a little bit.
I think it's 4 gateways considering that one in the natural, but the point still stands. And Light is trying to secure his 3rd base.
And Dragoon's going to poke a little bit. I mean, Light's got to be very careful as well because of these DTs. DT bombs are even more scary than Zilla bombs are.
Are they?
Well, the thing is, it's like, you have to scan, like, first of all, it's if you don't have, like, perfect reaction, the DT can get a few free shots off before you scan, and they do so much damage already, it's like 40 damage per shot. But and then when you scan, it's like, you get all your tanks splashed, because oftentimes, like, when you're, because if you drop Zealots, right, because they're not invisible, the Vultures will instantly shoot them. But if you drop a DT, the Vultures obviously don't instantly attack until you scan, so it's much easier to get the tanks to splash each other because they don't get insta-killed by the Vultures if you have enough Vultures. So, yeah. DT drops, man.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of Zilla
Okay.
bombs. Way of the future.
As long as there are no turrets though, but what Terran is stupid enough not to build turrets with his push?
Indeed. Looks like we have Light going up to 6 factories, as well as a starport. And now it's 3 base on 3 base. So that means Harangue probably wants to take a 4th fairly soon. He is moving his army over to secure the 9 o'clock. And otherwise we are just going to go into a long game here. So despite Harangue's slightly failed early aggression there, followed by failed DT rush, I think he's in okay shape.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that a lot of the game will come down to the decision making, and mainly so with the arbiters. Will they try to go for some recalls? Will they succeed? Will they fail? Or is it going to say them for stasis, just slowing that Terran push down? That's pretty much Terran's bonus late game, in my opinion.
Harangue, by the way, doing his trademark beautiful gateway placement. Look at that. Oh man. That is so sexy.
Yeah, the SimCity player in you gets happy, right?
Seriously, I mean, that's just like a work of art. Like, I could just take a screenshot of Harangue's gateways and just hang it on my wall. Like, that is seriously good. Just look at that. Just look. Just take a moment. Just take a moment. Stop what you're doing. All right, and just look at those gateways. Just admire the beauty. So good, man.
Yeah, just look at the minimap. Look at the main base. It's beautiful. And all the text structures at the left, right below the minerals as well. As you said, work a lot.
Anyway, Light is zooming around with some Vultures in the middle map. Not going to do much. Harangue has claimed the 4th at the 9. I think there's spider mines at the bottom left in the top right expansions. I'm not sure what that's giving us vision there. Maybe it's a Vulture or something.
The supply is heavily favoring Harangue. I mean, 20 supply I can understand, but 40? That's kind of big.
Yeah, I mean, he's slowly pulling ahead here. Light just doing the standard turtle on 3 base. Now, you know, that works fine if you're Flash and you have flawless push mechanics. But when you're not Flash, or specifically Light, who is not very good at TVP, I don't really think this style is very good. That probe, by the way, just trapped itself in the middle of a bunch of tech buildings. But anyway, looks like Harangi might... No, I don't think he's going to attack here. I think he's just kind of positioning himself so that as soon as Light tries to move out, he'll be ready to pounce.
I
He's
hope he doesn't attack. It's a siege position.
Yeah. Right now, he's like the the lion in the tall grass. He's just kind of waiting, biding his time. He's gonna pounce on the antelope.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And
wait.
as we say that,
What? He doesn't even have Zealot legs.
Gonna reach.
Oh, Nico! Oh my God, so sick. What the heck? And I think legs actually only just finished, but it doesn't matter. Who needs Zealot leg speed when you can just recall them into the tanks? But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Oh my God. Brilliant move by Harangi, but it doesn't break the Terran siege line.
Oh, I was so excited when the recall happened. I thought that it might actually work, but Terran siege positions are hard to break. There's a reason why you don't attack into them.
Man, I can't believe that didn't work. I also can't believe that I'm like 99% sure that legs was not finished when he actually A-moved there, and it finished literally like as the recall went down. That was pretty funny. But now Harangi's suddenly in a pretty terrible spot because now he's behind on supply. He's gonna have a difficult time dealing with these vultures roaming around now because he lost a lot of dragoons, and this is just gonna be really annoying for him. I mean, that was a really cool move, but it looks like it might have actually backfired and put him in a terrible position here.
Yeah, and that was what I was talking about. How you use the arbiters in decision making. It's doing everything in the late PvT, and I was just like seconds before that attack happened. I was thinking to say that he should take both of the other main bases and just try to macro up and put down as many gateways as possible. He decided to go for it. It was cool, but it didn't work. So now he's just miles behind.
Now the thing is though, is that Light also did lose a lot of his units there, especially the core siege tank force. I mean, he's only at 140 supply right now, and generally, the Terran's not going to push until he's at least at like 160, 170 from this kind of position. So Harangi still does have a little bit of time to re-macro up, and as you can see, his supply is actually shooting up really nicely, macroing brilliantly off of all of his gateways here. So he's jumped back into the supply lead.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and also taking another expansion at the 1230-ish base.
Now I'm off my game today. But yeah, you are totally right, and Light has to do something with this push. If Harangi either trades efficiently or crushes this push, it's kind of over for Light, because he only sits on 3 bases.
But it looks
Depends though if he's just gonna move out and take the 4th base, or if he's actually going to push for the main.
That's a good question. The thing is, the observer was showing that both armies just finished their upgrade, so presumably 2-1 is now finished for the mech army. That is a pretty standard time to move out here. He does have 174 supply. This is a very good time to push. Looks like he is moving along the south side here, using these middle cliffs to kind of cover his advance here. I guess he's going to try and sneak around the left side and maybe push up towards the 9 o'clock. Either way, I'm actually curious which expansion he's taking then, because his command center looks like it was going to float out towards the 3 o'clock, but he's pushing in the wrong direction for that. Generally, as a Terran, you want to push in the same or expand in the same direction as you push, so I would think taking the 630 base would be a much more intelligent choice here. But looks like we're going to have a recall, and oh my god, the EMP goes off, but it doesn't matter. The recall goes in, a recall right into the natural here. Light had a lot of anti-recall defense, but it looks like it wasn't enough. The recall goes down. But Light's army is mostly in position, so I don't know if it's going to work.
That EMP missed, and this is the reason why I don't like EMPs. It looks cool when you do it, and they do some damage, but then the Terran army comes back, crushes everything, and if you haven't done enough damage and can re-macro fast enough, you would just die for the counter-attack. I do think that he made 2 command centers though, so it looks like he has taken that 6 o'clock base as well.
Oh my god, and even though the recall gets cleaned up, he actually killed both of the armories there that was getting 3-2, so that's going to delay the 3-2 upgrades for the mech army. And meanwhile, taking advantage of the fact that Light's army has gone back to defend the natural to counterattack at this new expansion here. As you said, he did actually take both expansions, but he can't defend both of them now. And man, Harangi doing some really nice moves here, really pulling the Terran apart. And this is actually the way to engage, or one really good way to play PvT. I mean, you know, when the mech army is rolling, when it's got that really solid mech ball, it is just so hard for the Protoss to deal with that. So a really good way to play it out is just to, you know, recall all over the place, counterattack, and just split up the Terran and pick them apart piece by piece. In the smaller engagements, the Protoss force is more cost effective. Although this is not looking good for those Dragoons.
No, those Dragoons are pretty much dead, but Light has to make the decision, will he go after them or will he just keep pushing or keep defending that base? And obviously killing those armors was huge. Those are the natural targets when you do go for a recall, but he has to buy some more times to be able to hold this incoming push from Light.
And looks like here we have another attack towards the natural. Harangi, despite all of these attacks, constantly losing Dragoons, is still ahead on supply. And great storms on the incoming mech army here. Oh my god, that is so bad for Light, taking so much damage on all those tanks. Zealots, looks like they're moving in here, and Light is just getting, you know, pulled every which way here. He's just constantly out of position now. And it's not even because he's making mistakes, it's because Harangi is just, you know, forcing him to go all over the place, really playing this well. And Light in quite a bit of trouble now. We might actually go to a game 5. This is super awesome. Game 5 or 5-game series. Looks like Light gonna clean up these few units. Harangi on the other side cleaning up those tanks at his fourth there. And I mean, it's 5 base against 4. The supplies are pretty close here. It's still anyone's game. I'm really surprised Light is actually playing this TVP decently. I'm not gonna say well, but decently.
Yeah, they are dead even on supply. It's all about the time right now because the economy of Harangi feels a bit more solid. And if you can get enough reinforcement and stop these attacks from Light, you may be able to win. And I would love to see a game 5, so I'm all up for that.
Yeah, and actually, I'm curious. Who do you think we would see in game 5? Because I mean, what we've already had, you know.
Maybe movie from Seating?
Yeah, we could see movie. But oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no, suicide Dragoons! Oh, so much blue blood.
Oh god, that was not good. I think it was only like 4 or 5 goons. That's not insane, but
yeah, but still, that's painful. I love those goons.
It is, as a Protoss player. And oh my god, Light gonna snipe a few High Templars here as well. So crucial. Oh man, the Dragoons were not there to cover them.
Light is doing some decent moves right here.
And Harangi gonna lose these cannons. He didn't actually have a base there. Wait, why did he have those cannons there? Was he just like setting up for an expand? I don't know, that's kind of weird. And he's gonna go to the top right. That's gonna be fine. And he has a speed obs with these units, but he's still just like running headlong into spider mines. It's quite silly here, but oh, he's going for another big attack on the natural. It looks like Light's army is a little bit out of position. He has a couple of units here to defend. He's pulling back his units as fast as possible. When EMP goes off, it does hit the Arbiter, but there's a couple of High Templars in the back. He really needs to take those guys down. A nice defense matrix on the lead Siege Tank, and oh man, that is a great position, but they're all clumped up. A great Psy Storm on the Siege Tanks. I don't think it's enough, though. It looks like a few Zealots actually coming in from the back, and actually, no, these tanks are a little bit too far away from the natural. Harangi's just going to walk his army straight into Light's natural here. No defense whatsoever, and this might actually finish it off. Light in a bit of trouble. Where is the Siege Tanks? Oh my god, a random Zealot at the bottom left as well. A random Storm. This game is really messy. It's all over the place, and oh, great storms. Oh my god.
Those storms on those Siege Tanks. That was some beautiful attacks by Harangi right there, with a sell-off flank and then just moving into the natural. You get so many storms and so many kills on the Siege Tanks, and right now there's 61 supply for Light and over 130 for Harangi. It's not looking good for him.
Yeah, Light is pretty dead right now. He played a really good game, but I mean, Harangi with some great PvT, just showing us, you know, none of this turtling up to 200 nonsense. I think Best should really have a look at this game and reevaluate his TVP, or PvT, I guess. Because this is really active style, super aggressive. I mean, you know, that first attack, I was like, there's no way Protoss should be attacking at this point, and yet he made it work. I mean, it didn't quite succeed, but, you know, definitely pretty good. And looks like, oh man, cleaning up the last of the Siege Tanks here. Now the 4th base is completely undefended. Light knows he's dead. He's just taking his hand off the keyboard. GG! And we are going to a game 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming down to the final game. Who wants it more? Who wants that playoff position? Both teams fighting tooth and nail for it. Welcome to Pro League.
Welcome indeed. Just being silly, as usual.
They should just play Onster in Game 5. Just have him go in the booth.
Wouldn't it be awesome though if
Dude.
it was actually some sick B-teamer having to do the master part
He
and
just
then just
jumps out of the
moving in
one.
and
Dude, oh man, they should do that. Like if CJ gets to the playoffs and they play KT, like when Flash goes in the booth, they should just have Onster go up and the B-teamer just jump out of the Onster costume into the booth. Oh man, that would be so cool. You know like how Batman, he like, he goes down that fancy chute thing and then he like drops into the Batmobile? It'd be like that. It'd be like jumping out of the Onster suit into the booth.
What Batman movie?
So sick. I don't know, I'm just making things up, but just go with it, man.
I get
It's
the
all
picture. I
good.
get the picture. Yeah.
Alright.
I will be back in just 1 minute.
Alright.
Excuse me.
No problem.
I have to open step. Mute my mic. Be right back.
So guys, we have to wait 1 minute for Ominous to come back. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. Alright. Last week, on Wednesday, I don't know how many people stuck around, but there were like 300 and something viewers. Basically, I was like laddering after the cast, and then at like 11:30 p.m. or something, my power just goes out. Like right before I stop the stream, I'm watching a replay. Like it's the last replay I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then like my power goes out, and I'm just like, shit, I have no idea what's going on. And then like 10 seconds later, the power comes back, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's not a big deal. But it completely messed up my VOD, right? So that's the reason I don't have the VODs up for last Wednesday's matches, because the file is now like partially corrupt, so I can't actually figure out how to make it, like how to cut it up. And I tried using like Twitch TV VODs, but that kind of didn't work. But then yesterday, I figured out what happened. Yesterday, I went to hang out with like the people who live next to me, like in the same building. Basically, there's like 3 people on the first floor, and then like 2 people, or like 2 apartments on the second floor. There's like 2 couples there. So I was like hanging out with the people on my floor, right? And it was the lady living across from me, across the hall. That lady, like her power bill was really high, so she wanted to figure out what was going on. So she went down to like the power switch for like with the fuses and everything, like the fuse box for the whole building, and she just like randomly turned off one of the switches, and it was mine. She just like turned off my power. And I was like, what? You did what? Except I wasn't really like that because, it's like, it's in real life. I'm not gonna do that. But I was just like, what if, I was like having a heart attack and somebody needed to use a defibrillator in my apartment, and then you turn the power off and they couldn't restart my heart, and then I died. Like, what if that happened? You could have killed somebody, So don't just go around turning off people's power, because that's dangerous. Okay.
And I'm back.
All right.
I don't think a defibrillator need an external power source though.
You're messing up my flow. You're messing up the story. It's not.
I know.
That's why.
To.
See. That's why. It's my story, man. It's my story. All right. All right. You can go off.
I'm sorry.
You can go off with your fancy defibrillators. They run on batteries. Well, maybe it ran out of batteries. All right. Maybe my defibrillator ran out of batteries, and I had to plug it into the wall socket, and then I had no power. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I give you that. I'm sorry.
Let's go into game 5. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so here we go. It is going to be a PvP for the deciding game between Flying and Snow, who are apparently 1-1 against each other head-to-head. And a PvP for the deciding game, man, that is kind of, very, very interesting. Of course, PvP, quite volatile.